Hey, welcome back everybody. It's me, Zach Meny from Flip N Out Pinball Distribution, your favorite pinball dealer, as well as straight down the middle of Pinball Show and the Pinball Network. I've got another box of goodies that I get to install on one of my favoriteest games, Stranger Things by Stern Pinball, but I'm going to shift your attention over that way, shift it over to Elvira. It's hard not to look at her, right? This is an Elvira limited edition by Stern Pinball, but if you see in my lineup, what stands out the most is the mod right there. One of the most eye-catching, beautiful RGB color-changing mods that you can do on your pinball machine. Now these products right here, it's the lighting kit. You can change all types of patterns on them. It's at speakerlightkits.com. It's the greatest place for speaker lighting kits for your pinball machine. You can get acrylic figures on there. You can get all kinds of stuff. But what I love the most is on these newer LE machines, you see these circles, these Kenwood Nice Deluxe speaker system. Now, here's the cool thing. We're going to install a speaker light kit on this one, but even you can install one on a Pro or a Premium that looks just like this. I'm going to show you how here in a bit. But there's red rings. Look at that. It's unbelievable. So I get so many compliments from that one on Elvira. I thought it would be really cool to install one on Stranger Things. And one of the newest cool things that he came out with over at Speaker Light Kits, Doug. So we've got our speaker light kit here. Check it out. So if you don't like the red, it's not an issue. This is phenomenal. You can pick the colors of the rings that you want. Purple fits this like no other. I was talking to Doug and I was like, the red works, but man, if you did different colored rings, that would be over the top awesome. He's like, yeah, we do. So you can purchase different colored rings for whatever game you're setting up on your Stern pinball machine. I've got purple. We'll probably do something like that. It's going to be really fun. I'll walk you through the process of installing them and showing you how easy they are. In the meantime, once you fall in love with them, they're cheap. It's one of the cheapest mods that brings the most impact out whenever you look at your games in the collection. So follow me, follow the link down below at speakerlightkits.com, order yours, and as always, let them know that Zach from Flip N Out Pinball straight down the middle or the Pinball Network sent you. Let's do it. The following here is what comes in the package for the speaker light kit. You've got your two rings with the embedded RGB lighting throughout them and quick connectors. We have our optional, I think these things are only like 30 bucks. It's insane. We got our purple rings that we're going to replace the red ones. We've got our power supply, and this plugs into the power supply that goes to the power on the game. And then we have our remote control for programming what different colors or patterns that we want to use. We've got my favorite tools here. You guys know me. I'm no handyman, but even I can do this. So we've got an all-in-one that we use the sockets on both sides, as well as a Phillips head. And this thing you probably don't need, but I don't leave home without it, because my needle nose pliers can work. They can work as pliers, they can work as a screw, they can work as everything. So the first things first, I turn my game off. Let's get into the back box and see what we're going to be dealing with. The first step is locating the back box keys. They're usually or typically found on the inside of the coin door on a hook. Locate those. We are going to simply pull this down. It rests like that. I go ahead and I take out this just so it's not in the way. Always put it in a nice place, because on these LEs, they are glass. What we're going to be doing in a nutshell, we're going to be pulling these speakers up, placing these in between, putting them back down, routing the wires back, hooking it into the power supply, and it's done. Looking at Doug's instructions, it reminds us to unplug the actual cord from the back of the game, or unplugging it from the socket itself. You don't want any stray voltage running through, because the products do run off of the high power here. We're going to be getting into this box, so it would be best for us to unplug all of it. I have done that. The first step is we're going to make this connection. This goes inside this power box. There's a connection for a bill acceptor. Now that's where we're going to get power for this speaker lighting system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this box. Generally I'm going to have to just loosen these, shift this up, get these nuts out, pull this apart, and there's going to be a connector inside that just simply snaps right in. We're going to run the cords back out, put all that back. Now we're going to try to go through this first. I don't know if you have to remove that or not. This is an 11/32 nut driver. But keep note, you might want to take pictures that this is a bit different than the one we're going to remove there. There's one back here. Ta-da! We didn't even have to do the other one. That's awesome. Hey, looky there. There it is. There's our plug that we need. It does have a protector on there, so we'll pull that off. You guys ready to see how simple this is? Ready? Oh! Come on, Doug. Really that easy, huh? Okay. I'll take it. I will take it. Now the trick here is that it's got an open bottom, so I always just kind of round it down there just a hair so it keeps everything out of the way. Put it back on there, then we will reinstall this nut and this nut. Remember, these are different than this one. Always come in with the finger. And then we will do the other two. You guys might have more luck using the tool to place these nuts back on. I don't. I like doing it with my finger and then tighten them up with the nut driver. Nice and snug. Remember, as I always say, no need to over tighten, because then if you do, you can break something. Finished. So now we have our power tapped in to the system. Take this, plug it in there. Then we're just going to sit this back here until we get the speakers installed, and then we're just going to plug them in. Again, if you need to take pictures to remember where each of these nuts go, always do that. There are 4 nuts holding each speaker in place. Also, make sure to realize what the orientation of the speaker is. Speaker comes up. And what's really nice on these speakers, your Kenwood, I think they're 5 1/4 speakers, they have this silver backing, so the light really shines nicely on these. Now, Doug did say that on your Pro Premium models, you can actually do this. He sells a kit. It's $100 gets you the speaker lighting kit and the brackets needed for these upgraded speakers. So you can get it all from Doug. And then if you find you some 5 1/4 deluxe speakers by Kenwood or something that has a nice silver or white backing, you can put them in there. If not, the speaker lighting kit I think is only $80, something like that. It's not expensive at all. Just sit these to the side, make sure you don't puncture that. And what you have here, you're going to have some spacers, 4 spacers. Remove the sponge. Then, see, that's what makes the ring red. Now I did also notice it's important that when you're putting these back in, I did it like that. There's a little bitty smaller hole, a more oblong hole, and then 2 regular holes down there. So you want to match that the same way as you did when it was going in. And we can see why now. These speakers, remember, the RGB are going to face towards the game. There's 2 regular holes here, a little bit of a smaller hole there, and an oblong hole there. And that's why it's done like that. So if I had the other one, right, I could still put it on there, but then this wire would be going back that way. I'd rather do it like this. Slide this into place. Now, we install the speaker back on there. Like so. and then we'll put the 4 nuts right back and tighten that in place. Now the regular speaker lighting kit that he sells for the pros and premiums, that full panel, that is a nice visual effect as well. But for me, there's nothing like the looks of those circles and the spinning ring and everything. That's where it's at for me. Tighten a little at a time until all 4 equally tighten together. Tightened together. Somebody on the last video had an issue with the way I say washer. 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 Now, I'm going to spare you guys, but I'm going to do the same for this side. Woo-wee, come in Tokyo. And say you're going to get good jokes here. On to the next step. Take the provided splitter. Click 1. Click 2. Now in this bag with the remote control, plug that in there. Then you have your connector for that. Ta-da! Now as always, you can clean these wires up, and I'll probably zip tie those up. But you guys, that's it. It's done. The speaker lighting kits are installed, and it took me all of what? 10 minutes? You can pull that out so that this is activated. Let's set it up. We get our back glass. And just like that, the speaker lighting kit has been installed. Even the pattern fresh out of the box is awesome, but I'm going to mess around using this. The possibilities are endless on the colors, the patterns. There's all kinds of stuff. We're going to mess with that in a second. But word of the wise, whenever you're done, and you can channel, like you can program which different ones you want too, like a series of, oh, I like these 8 that I've created. But a word of the wise, I always put it in the coin box so I don't lose this. SpeakerLightKits.com, look down at the bottom, order yours now, let them know that I sent you, and beware, they're addictive, because if you have this on your Stern pinball machines in that collection, you gotta have it for all of them. So, I want to see your pictures as well. Submit some pictures to sdtmpinball@gmail.com. We want to see a collection with all of these speaker lights on there. I think it would be really cool. You can even have them static, like if I just wanted these to be purple right in there with the spin, whatever you want to do to it. Let's play around with it. Okay, I can turn them off. I can turn them on. I like this kit because whenever you turn on your games, it's tapped into that power supply, so it's going to turn on when the game comes on. It's going to turn off when the game goes off. We can just have a stationary red, a green, a blue, even a white. Ooh, that's pretty stellar. That's a different mode, and once you're within those modes, you can change the speeds to faster. You can slow it down substantially if you want to. Oh, I do kind of like that. Alright, we'll change a different mode. That is cool. That reminds me of like an old VHS tape or something. Betamax. Look at that. It's a blue and a purple. Oh, and then, oh, I like that red and blue. I could sit down here on the Elvira one I had. I'll sit down here for like an hour and create different patterns that I like. That one will look cool sped up, I bet. Oh yeah. It's pretty eerie actually. Red spinning. And the blue is sharp, isn't it, guys? Purple fits this game though. Ooh. What do you guys think? Slow it down a little bit like that? And for those of you who worry, oh, you're going to get a reflection. First off, this is the Stern LE non-reflective glass so you don't see as much of it. But in the spots that you do, so that's why I like these deluxe ones with the just circles instead of the whole one. Because where you see it shining on the plate fill glass when you're playing, it's in areas that the ball doesn't go. So you don't have to worry about that too much. Oh, that might be it. So I'm going to add this, add DIY, and I added it. So once I add that, I can go back through the ones that I've saved using the DIY plus and minus. So I've saved that one though, because that is stellar. You know you want one, or 12, or 14. Yeah, I like that speed right there. I'm going to save it, and see how it clicked. That means I added that pattern. Also, if you guys notice, I have the, I'll turn it off. I have the purple rings, which looks great when the machine's turned off, but when you turn it on, it's translucent enough that even the green can bleed through, even your other colors can bleed through, where it doesn't have to stay purple. That's neat. Whoa! Whoa! So see, you go through all the different color patterns on one pattern. Oh. Yep! That's nuts! That one is just straight trippy. Oh, I kind of like it. Alright, let's go back through the do-it-yourself ones. I saved that one. Now between those two, kind of like that one. Ah, but I really like that one. Ooh! Ooh! Which one do you guys think? That one's nuts. Oh, that one's real nuts though. That one's like bolder and darker. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it there for now. Wow. I don't know how well it showed up there, but thanks for watching. If you're ready for a brand new pinball machine, you can always call me, Zach, at Flip N Out Pinball. That's Zach, Z-A-C-H, at flip_N-Out-Pinball.com, or just call me, 812-457-9711. See you guys later. Stay safe.